What's going on, everybody? Welcome to La Mesa Talks podcast, episode 2. Feels good to say episode 2. And this one's a good one. We're going to be talking dating and touching on the dating topic. But before that, we just want to thank you guys for watching. Want to thank you guys for the likes, the comments, the subscriptions on the previous episode. We're super thankful because obviously, like we're starting this off and we weren't expecting any of that love, so we really appreciate you guys for that. And yeah, Abe, anything you want to say?
Appreciate it, guys. Honestly, the amount of support we received is just amazing. So thank you for subscribing, liking, commenting, all that. Thank you.
Yes, sir. And then without further ado, we want to introduce really quick our special guest for today. We wanted to bring you guys some special guys, some good-looking fellas to the episode. So I'm going to have them introduce, starting with my boy Benji. If you could start with your name, age, and where you're from, and dating status.
Benjamin Rosas, or how you call me, aka Benji. 25 years old, born in Cali, but I was raised here my whole life, so I'm more Arizonian. Relation status, I have a girlfriend.
Nice. Probably.
My name is Braulio, or Braulio. I'm 24. I'm going to be 25 in August, and my status is I'm talking to someone.
Nice. Yes, sir. So we wanted to bring a dating podcast, a dating episode, just because when I was talking to Abe about like starting a dating segment or dating, like a few dating episodes of how much it's changed from like when we were dating versus like how times are now. So we wanted to bring in like, different perspective on that maybe.
Yeah, I feel like it's definitely changed. I think there's a lot of married couples now and from our generation. And I think we're starting to see a little more of that with your guys' generation, but I think there's something different. Not a bad thing, right? It's just a different type of the approach as far as like how you guys go about talking, dating, and exclusivity, right? And how we go about that. So we're going to be jumping into that right now.
Yeah, so the first kind of question I guess we have, or I guess topic, is like exclusivity, I guess, as it relates to how soon should people become exclusive? Because you see a mixture of like some people are right away and they're not even anything. Like they just are in the talking stage, or I guess in a texting stage, but they already consider themselves to be like off the dating like profile or the dating scene. So like, what are you guys' thoughts on that?
I think in the talking stage, in my opinion, I believe the talking stage is. I was gonna say the stalking. The talking stage.
You stalk before you talk.
So I, in my opinion, I believe the talking stage is already, like, in my eyes. Obviously, it's more like, okay, we're getting to know each other, and then dating is more to like, all right, we're gonna get married. We're planning for marriage. So I do think it should be when you guys start talking. In my opinion.
I just have a question. Do you think like it needed to be said, like the exclusiveness, or do you think it's something? Because like for me and my girlfriend, we never stated that we should not talk to the people. We just knew, like there was a moment in our relationship where we're like, okay, maybe we should lock in with each other,
Yeah, I think that's a solid question. I feel like for some people, it depends, because like for some people you gotta tell them, like, not to be like too open, I guess you could say. But for me, I never knew the talking stage. Like I always just dated in high school, which was like little relationships here and there, but I never took it as serious as like I'm gonna date to marry. So when I started dating to marry, like I was just like, well, we're nothing yet. Like I'm in the clear, And I had to find out the hard way. Like once you're talking to somebody, like you're talking to them to date, so you're kind of off the market, if you will.
Right.
Abe?
Yeah, I mean, I think some people might say like, if you know, you know. I think it's really how you guys vibe, but it doesn't hurt to state those things. Like, hey, I think we're official now, or I think we're like out of the talking stage now, or it just depends on how you go about it, right? Because at least for me, like before I even asked her to be my girlfriend, my current wife or my wife, I talked to my suegro at the time. I was like, hey, is it okay if I date your daughter? Like, are you okay with that? So Is that something you guys do, like, or do you guys agree with talking to her dad
Oh,
or her
yeah.
parents?
Is that
right?
still
Not just the dad.
practiced?
I think that's more respectful to do. Obviously, you know, you don't want to be behind their backs dating someone. So I do think, you know, it's respectful to make that clear to their parents. How would you feel? How would you guys feel like if you talk to their parents when you talk to them and they don't like you? How would you guys react?
I mean, I can't really answer that because
it happened, you know?
I assume that they like me. I never heard any negative comments.
Dang. So you don't know until today.
Just kidding. Hey, they sound like they love me. But no, I think that's a good conversation to have with your girl at the time. Like, hey, your parents don't like me. Maybe she can tell you why, so you can fix it. Because I think everything's fixable, right? Unless you're doing things you shouldn't be doing. But if you ask your wife, like, or your girlfriend, my bad, what you're doing, why they don't like you, maybe you can start fixing those things so they do, right? Like, it's not.
But to that, like, what if it's something that's out of your control? Like, what if it's just a strict parent and you have a good testimony or you have a good way about going about yourself? Like, you have your job, you have your car, but that person's parent, be it step parent or be it mom or dad, whoever, just simply doesn't vibe with you. Like, what would you do then?
Pray about it.
Not the cliche answer, bro.
No, it is, but I mean, like, what else are you gonna do? Like, I mean, if you really love or like the girl, like, I'm assuming you're gonna try. Let's just assume, right, that this is a girl. She's the one for you. And you're like, yo, I just know.
Sheesh.
You're gonna do whatever you can to make sure that you can secure that bag. You know.
And this is
Secure
the
that.
talking stage, right? This is the
Well,
talking
we're already no, but we're talking about like you're asking the suegro, so that means you're already kind of thinking like, okay, she's potentially someone that I'm compatible with or have chemistry with or both, right? So you should already kind of understand where you're at, you as a man, you guys as a man. But that's just my perspective, though.
And
But what if they never like you, bro?
damn.
I mean, I can't answer that.
No, I know,
I mean,
but what would you do?
hope- You would hope that at some point he sees the good deeds, because I think like you're gonna show up, right, for not just your girl, but for the parents too, because all those little things matter, like bringing her home early, chaperone. If they bring,
Now we're getting crazy, bro.
That's what I was gonna say. I think in your hypothetical, because you're saying like, what if not, right?
Yeah.
I think at that point, you just have to do the best you can, and I think it would be like her responsibility, right, to like talk to him and like try to do better, right?
And what if it was like Romeo Juliet?
I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's too much hypothetical.
Yeah.
Like, what if? Like,
Yeah.
I think at some point, if you really want her, like, you're just gonna do whatever you can, you know?
I hear like a lot of stories like this, but with couples from back in the day. Like I have cousins, uncles that are like, no, pues mi suegro no me quería. He never liked me until one day. It took years.
Yeah.
So I don't think you should give up on the first, second, third try. Like, I mean, assuming it's the dad, he's not supposed to like you.
Right.
You're taking their daughter. Like me, I'm about to have. You have a daughter. I'm about to have a daughter.
You're not supposed
In that future, like when that day does come, I'm not gonna like you. You're gonna have to like do so much for me to like you. I'm not gonna be a jerk. I'm not gonna like disrespect you, but that's just the truth. Like he's not supposed to like you, I think.
But I don't know. I guess sometimes it could be a little too extreme to where it's like you just have to get over it. Like your daughter's gonna grow up, like, and she has to get married eventually. So
Right, and I think that's us,
Yeah.
dads, dad to be right. We can't be extremists either. We got to understand that one day that will happen, but we also have to respect our daughter. Like, hey, like if that's the one she likes, but also we got to make sure, we got to verify, make sure that this person is good for her.
checks the boxes.
But I think I don't think it should be the hardest thing to do in the world, because like you guys, you know, if you're treating her well, if you're doing what you're supposed to do, and you're a God-fearing man, like you're gonna look at like the dad's gonna look at that. So
you want happiness for her, and if that's what she
Yeah.
wants, then
yeah, right.
you would like compromise, I guess.
I mean, I don't want to say compromise, but I understand that at some point, like she's gonna go on and do, go on and do her life now, and I gotta be open. Gotta know that, you know. What about you, man?
I don't know. You touched on something that was kind of like, it's a gray area, I guess, a little bit for me because in my case, like my girl's dad wasn't here. Well, my wife's dad wasn't here. So my wife was like, "Hey, like just so you know, like when my brother is finally like here, I'm gonna need you to talk to him." And I was like, "Okay, cool. I don't mind because you know I can show respect. That I don't. It doesn't bother me. But for me, it was more like he's gonna come when we're already like 2 years into dating. Like, what is there really? If he doesn't like me, then like I'm sorry, bro. Like we're already dating, you know. But I still did it out of respect. And I remember I called him outside, and I was a little bit scared, you know. But I was like, ni modo, like we'll see how it turns out.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, bro, just so you know, like my name is Diego. You probably see a new face, and you're wondering like who I am. I was like, I'm Stephanie's boyfriend, and I just want you to know, bro, that like we're serious. Like I'm not messing around, or I'm not trying to like, you know, do anything crazy or nothing like that. We try for the most part to always have a chaperone and just stuff like that. And I remember the only thing, like I feel like most brothers would be like, just don't hurt my sister. That was it. And I was like, cool, that's pretty easy. And I know you talked about when you're mentioning right now about chaperones. So what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I think you guys should have it. We're married now, so this question's really for you guys.
Okay, so when you were talking,
Yeah, no, I had my sister-in-law, and I think the best way to go about it, I feel like, is easy is also like hanging out with other couples or maybe potentially your youth. Just depends on how that works, you know, because the dynamic could be pretty smooth. Like you're really cool with all your youth or your friends, but hanging out with other couples is always, you know, fun and cool, and you get to like understand each other and also understand how other people, you know, date. Or yeah, but what do you guys think about that?
well, for me, in my instinct, I use my little sister.
Dang, W.
But I do agree with you though. Like going out with like older couples or different people does kind of give a different vibe. Kind of learn from them as opposed to your little sister who's just there to be there. You know, like, taking your money.
So do you always have to pay for the chaperone, bro?
Oh, dang.
Well, she's my sister.
In this case,
so
yeah, she's your sister. But like,
if
let's
she
say
had
it
a
was one
best
of your
friend-
youth.
It depends. If like, is it her friend? Like, is it her close friend?
Uh-huh.
If it's her close friend, then yes, because you're inviting her. She's making a sacrifice.
Uh-huh.
She could literally be anywhere, and she chose to be with us that day. So yes.
You agree, Ron?
Yeah. I always do, but I mean, I do agree with the chaperone. With having a chaperone, honestly, it makes other people see like, oh, okay, like, you know, they're being careful, or you know, it shows a kind of respect to the parents as well.
Yeah, that's true.
And they make them feel more confident or more trustworthy towards you guys or towards us, or well, whatever.
Yeah. Well, reeling it back into like what kind of started the conversation, the whole suegro thing or suegra, right? We don't know. When do you think you should stop, or should you keep going if she or him doesn't like you? What do you guys think?
Well, for me, luckily, the very first time I asked was like the last time I had asked. But that was a question that me and Jocelyn talked about. I said, how many tries would you like me to do, you know? Because it's real. Like, if he said no, then what's next, you know? Like, what do we do? Do we still keep going? Or is that like, no, stop, you know? But she did. She would have liked if I continued and tried more, you know? And so I think more than 3 times is like overkill. Like, if you had to ask like more than 3 times, then maybe you should start talking about something different.
Yeah.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Be real. Be real.
I don't know. How many times would you try? Or would you try infinite?
It's because I never thought of, you know, trying a second time. I only tried of the first one. But I mean, yeah, I mean, if it doesn't work out the first time I ask, I mean, I would want to know why,
right,
and try to fix that.
I
said.
I think I would ask him what he would look for.
Yeah.
In order for a yes from him.
Because if I'm checking the boxes, you know, I have a car, I have a job, you know, I'm there telling her to be respectful and that she don't have to worry about anything, you know, and let her know my intentions of being with her daughter, right? I think she should have said no, right? I mean, I would think so. So, I mean, maybe 2 chances. 2 chances.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I said.
Two tries.
3 or more is a little overkill.
Yeah.
At that point, she probably has to. If she really wants it, she would have to kind of do some of the talking for me too. You know?
Oh,
To
yeah.
her parents, like,
Yeah. Like, she would have to be like, oh, well, Mom, I'm dating him. That's,
right.
you
stuff
know.
like that, yeah.
And that's where I feel like it eventually gets to. Like with my wife, when we were first getting like, when I went to ask her mom, pretty much, it was easy, I guess you could say, because her mom didn't really put much like rules. Obviously, like the basic rules, right? Like have a chaperone, be respectful, don't overstay, right? Your stay. But like, she was just like, just let her finish school. That's it. She's like, I don't want any distractions. Like, I don't want, obviously, like the drama sometimes that can happen or the unnecessary like arguments. She was just like, just let her focus on her schooling, and that's cool. And if you feel like she can't because of this, then just step away. Like, she's not gonna go nowhere. You know, like you'll still have her pretty much. So I was like, I think that's pretty easy. And there was many times that we would just, it would be the 3 of us, my wife, her mom, and me, and we would just be watching like TV or something while my wife did her homework when we were dating at the time. So, but you touched a little bit on, I can't remember what you said when you were talking about your example, but you brought up one of the topics when you said it. I can't remember.
Exclusivity or compatibility?
Yeah, compatibility versus what?
Chemistry.
Chemistry.
Yeah.
There you go.
Which I wanted to, before we
Go
get
ahead,
to
go
that
ahead.
one, you mentioned checking the boxes. I think everybody has a different
List.
list, right? But give me like what do you think are those boxes that, generally speaking, like what are the boxes that need to be filled in? This is also for people that are listening, like that aren't dating, but they're about to start dating, or they're talking to somebody, like what they don't have any idea like what checking the box means, or
From whose
just trying
perspective?
to
Like from the dad's perspective, looking at it. 'Cause
From-
that's what he had brought up, right?
from you guys that are dating the daughters, like what boxes are there that you feel like you need to check?
I mean,
In 2026.
right. I mean,
2026 is crazy, bro.
2021.
I mean, everybody knows I go to church. So,
What church?
For you guys that don't know, I go to Avondale Apostolic Church,
Shout out. I know
the one and only,
Hey, one and only indeed.
only one Avondale. But anyways, I would say the guy has to be God fearing, above everything. In my opinion, I would say like even for the for the girl, for the woman, I would want her to love God more than she loves me, and if I'm doing something wrong that is not God fearing, then I pray that God shows her, you know what, leave this guy because he's not loving me first. So I would say obviously, be God fearing, obviously be a gentleman, have something going for himself, have a job, having a car. I mean that kind of yeah, that's like the basics, and obviously, seeing if he's respectful or not. That's a big one. Yeah, that's a big one. Being respectful,
to your girl.
because
I think
it's
that goes a long way.
because you can't respect your girl, then how are you gonna respect, or you can't respect her mom's decisions, like on having a chaperone or A and B, then you're not gonna respect your girl, right?
Right.
I mean, it shows. That's what I would say. A list.
That's good.
Benji.
I'll say the same thing.
Yeah.
Everything he said was good.
So he checked the boxes?
He checked the boxes. Hey.
Give me some.
No, honestly, no, I think that was good.
I think
being
there's
respectful
more,
is big. I think for me, communication is huge. Like being able to communicate in the moment, not like something like, "Hey, last week you did this." Like, I kind of need more like communication in the moment. Like, I didn't like it when you did that, or I liked it when you did that. Like, in the moment feedback is like beautiful.
Yeah, and especially since you guys are like new into this like dating scene, or maybe you dated before, I don't know, but you gotta really talk about the do's and don'ts, like what you like, what she doesn't like, what's not okay, what is okay,
Yes.
because that will ruin your relationship if you're not open and communicating those things. Because it can be something simple, like, hey, I actually don't like that you never open up the door for me. to her that could be a big thing, and to you, like, really, like, I never saw that growing up, but you got to fix that. You got
At
to
what
change that.
stage?
And-
At what stage can you talk about those things?
Oh, that's a good question.
I mean,
was-
it depends on what, like, opening the door, like, shoot, the moment she wants to bring it up, or
Early on.
I think, yeah, like, that's not a, but I see your question, but I specifically for the door opening, like, that should be kind of right away, like, hey, I noticed you don't open doors. Is there a reason why?
Oh, I have a question that goes with that. So, women expect guys to be gentlemen. So then, should we expect them to be traditional women?
I think that's a good question. I don't know how traditional.
Not to the extreme, but I'm saying like, what I mean is a lot of people are like you said, it should be almost automatic that a guy should be a gentleman. But then the moment that a guy is like, for example, let's say I'm dating my wife, right? Or I'm dating her,
Yeah, I'm with you.
hypothetical, right? She expects me to be a gentleman. Okay, cool. I expect that when I go to her house, she serves me a plate. Is that wrong or is it good?
I personally think that's definitely okay as long as you're also willing to do that for her too.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I think like sometimes like in some cases we've seen that in our culture, like amor or me das un plato or something like that, whatever it is. But I think we should also be willing to do that and not be these like machista
Yeah,
men.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like yo no me voy a levantar para un plato. I think we need to throw that away.
Yeah, yeah.
Like we're not living in,
To ask you,
Go ahead.
times.
like, what if she was at your house? Like at that point, do you serve her, or like how would that work?
I think that was kind of like automatic. My mom would just take care of it, but I wouldn't mind like stepping up and just being like, "Hey, I can get you a plate," just because it's my girl. She's over. Like, it's not a big deal for me. But
I think that's so true because I mean, I feel like my mom is traditional, like she's a traditional woman. So if anyone comes over, it doesn't just have to be the girl I'm talking to, but if anyone comes over like you guys, she's automatically gonna, hey, you guys want something? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like that just comes. I think that comes naturally, or she's sweet.
and
But-
back to Benji's question though, like where he said like at what point should those things come? Like, what do you think, bro? As far as like,
I don't know who asked the question.
I think.
Well, yeah, I mean-
I think. Let me answer that. I
go
think.
ahead.
I think that should be said in the beginning.
Like the
You know,
things
like-
you like and you don't like. That should be,
Yeah,
like, established
yeah.
from the
Because
beginning.
I say that in the beginning when you're getting to know the girl, right? Your future wife or praise God, but you're getting to know her. I believe that when you tell her the stuff you like and the stuff you don't like, she's gonna either like them or not, And if she doesn't like them, then automatically she's gonna say, you know what, like it's not gonna work out, and that's gonna save you time because if you wait and you're already a year, 2 years into the relationship, or talking stage or whatever you're in, and and you just tell her, it's gonna be hard for you, or hard for her to be like, well, you didn't tell me this. And
But-
then eventually it's gonna be hard for you to let go.
but how detailed are you in that? Like, do you go all the way to like marriage, or do you go just to what you like on your day-to-day life?
Well, I don't know how you. I mean, you said you didn't really believe in the talking stage, right? But I mean, I guess it goes into first you start as friends, right? I think in the beginning, you and that girl are talking every day and night, right? Because you guys are in that phase where you can't stop thinking about her, or she can't stop thinking about you.
Right.
So I think like you guys are always on the phone, if not texting,
The
and then
puppy love, right?
and then
Puppy
you
love stage?
right, and then you start running out of things to ask. I think that's the stage where you would go into detail. It just depends on
So
you.
like in the talking stage, I agree with that. In the talking stage is where I found out what she likes and what she doesn't like. But I think sometimes there's certain things that you probably do wait a little longer. 'Cause They could be a little bit too like.
And what's a little longer? Are you saying like a year?
No,
Are you
like
saying-
I would say, because I am somebody who did the talking stage, so there's like months that go into it.
Right.
At first you say like the simple things, like what's your favorite color? Like, pink. And then you say
Beige.
like more questions of like, what are your hobbies? What do you like? And what do you look for? And those are like a little bit more deeper. But I think sometimes if you say those from the very beginning, You can kind of push her away sometimes.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, every relationship is different. Some people like that. Some people just like, tell me everything you like right now.
Yeah, because I mean, a question you probably don't ask or you do ask is, oh, so what's your type?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You
Right.
know,
See, stuff
and
like
that and
Stuff
that
like
that that question automatically you start saying, okay, well, this is the type of girl I like.
Right.
You know, what do you think?
I don't know, because I like to be very open, especially with when it comes to like, um, they say, and you guys will probably learn this, not to think that I'm like Mr. Know It All, but you don't really get to know somebody until you get married, like for real. And then you wish you would have said and been more open about things. Not saying that I come from a position of regret. I'm just saying like you wish you would have been more open as like what your expectations and what you like. And that's why I asked you the question, how detailed are you when it comes to like what your expectations, what you like and what you don't like, because it could be the smallest things. Like for me, I wasn't big, and my mom could testify for this in the comments. Like I wasn't big about doing dishes at home, and now I got married, and my wife's like, I don't do the dishes, bro. I've never have. I don't. So then I had to step up and do the dishes, and something that I would have never have done at my mom's, like I do now all the time, because simply there wasn't a conversation had, and it could be the smallest thing, but like that's what I'm saying. How deep do you go? And like the topic even goes deeper into like other stuff, right? That we probably won't touch, but like it
Yeah.
goes deep. That's what I'm saying. Like how open, like you have to earn your partner's trust to really be like, hey, like I'm gonna trust you with some pretty crazy stuff. Like for example, they asked me yesterday. I had some friends over, and they were like, how often do you wash your sheets when you were like a young person? I'm like, I don't know. Whenever my mom washed them, like I don't know. And now, like if you ask me now, me and my wife try to do like at least once a week or every other week. We try to wash the sheets. And there were some people that were like similar to me. Like I don't know. Like my mom always took care of it.
Yeah. Actually, when you guys were talking, I was thinking about a question that I think might be appropriate for like
Yeah.
for all of this. Well, actually, I just want to say this real quick. It's dating and courting, right? Depending who's saying it, it's the same thing. But when you're dating, like you should be finding out what kind of person that person is. Like, okay, like is she the type of girl that I'm looking for? There might be a couple things like, well, maybe that's not something that's gonna, you know, make you feel like she's not the one. There's certain things that will kind of make you feel like, okay, I can talk to her. Like you're gonna get to know her, but at some point, you find out some information from just talking to her. And, you got to make a decision. Like, yo, she's the one. Oh, she's not. So, I think it's okay to date, not date in the sense of like we're girlfriend and boyfriend or whatever, and keep on doing that with different people. But I'm talking about the dating part where like you're trying to see like who's a good fit for you or who you're a good fit for as well too. So there's nothing wrong with dating, but not in the aspect where like you just tell the world that you guys are together, you break up, you're trying to different person. Like that's not what I mean. I'm meaning like the actual like just getting to know somebody, and then once you're done there, like once you've realized like hey we like each other, you go to that next stage, and that's when you ask questions like, all right, do you believe in marriage? I do. Okay. And within a year, within 2 years, because everybody has a different mindset.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you guys have met some couples that they've gone married within 8 months,
Yeah.
dated 2 months or dated 6 months or whatever, and then they got married. Like that's crazy to me. But that doesn't mean that that's not
Valid.
okay
Yeah.
or valid or acceptable. I mean, yo, you can get to know each other if you want, like that quick, but you won't truly know somebody till you marry them.
Yeah.
But yeah, just wanted to say that.
Just to kind of add on to what you guys
Yeah,
said, I think at the end of the day we have to also realize like there's no way to like tell each other everything within that time span. Think about like these people are like 20 plus years old, right? Like there's so much things to learn about somebody. Like you're not gonna be able to figure out everything in a time span of 1, 2, 3 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
So to like piggyback off on that, like I just think yes, try to get as much as you can out. Like I like this, I don't like this, But at the end of the day, you're not gonna know them until like you guys said, until you get married. Because there's so
Like,
much.
really
There's
know
so
them, yeah.
much. There's so much.
And I think that's where to kind of like your point. I think that's where, like, because obviously like we're Christian, right? And we don't get like the world. They do the whole test drive and they do all that stuff, right? We don't get into that stuff, and I think that's where, like, it can get a little scary because like you don't know like anything really on that end. Like you're completely blind, and I just pray and for all the younger couples that are coming up, because at least for me, like there was a lot of stuff that I didn't know, that like I went into it and I was like, whoa, like this is like that or that is like this. Obviously, like your traditional like gender roles, like I'm the provider, my wife's the nurturer, stuff like that. But sometimes like when you're like when there's a lot of chores to do at home, like some guys like to step up and help and some guys don't. Like some guys are just like more chill, or some guys are like, well, I work the whole day and I don't want to help. So yeah.
Let's say that you're suegra or suegro, and I keep saying that because like in your case, your wife had just a suegra,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But like in whatever the situation is with you guys, what if you're asked, hey, well, how much money do you make? I want to know how much money you make before you date my daughter. Does that? How would you be like? Hey, I actually don't feel comfortable answering that, or do you think it's a valid question for
To know how much I
dad
make.
or the mom to maybe they don't ask, but they're like, hey, I want you at least making 60,000 a year. How would you guys feel about that? Because there's parents that, I mean, I don't know anybody specifically, but they'll get in your relationship up until the point where you may feel uncomfortable and maybe you should run away at that point. I don't know. But how would you feel about that?
Honestly, I mean, I would see what kind of person they are, because I'm like, okay, so you're worried about the money. I'd be like, bro, 60,000, that's it. I'm trying to go for more.
In 2026,
2026, that's nothing. Nah, like, I mean, I would, I feel like I'm an ambitious guy. I wanna make way more. But if they ask me, I would say, obviously, what's the purpose of that? What's the purpose of asking me that question? And if it's something like, obviously, like, oh, well, I want to see if you're good for my daughter, if you can take care, if you can provide, I would just, give them my word that I'm gonna provide, and just kind of brush that.
I need to see some pay stubs.
Some pay stubs. I'm just kidding. I'm
Tax
1099,
returns.
bro. I don't have
that's cool,
W-2s.
I would tell the truth.
Yeah.
I would tell the truth, but like how you said, I think I would just tell him my goals. Like obviously I'm not where I want to be.
Yeah, like.
But I'll tell the truth. Like this is how much I make. Obviously my goals are like what I want to do. This is what I want to finish. I mean, thankfully she didn't ask that, so I'm lucky there.
Yeah.
But if she would have asked, or like if they would have asked, I would have just told the truth. Be like, I still have future goals or stuff like that, and then kind of die from there.
I'm not where I'm supposed to be at.
Right.
Yeah.
I think
And that's fair, guys.
Yeah, like I'm
We
not
want-
there
we want,
yet,
bro.
but
So it's fair. I asked some of these questions we're asking because it's different now. Like we don't know how some parents are. Like I said, some parents are very, what do you call it? I don't want to say chismosos, because that's not what it is. Like they want to know about the boyfriend or girlfriend that their daughter or son are dating. You know what I mean? And part of it is fair. I do think us as men, we also have to be careful, like making sure there's boundaries in some areas. All like whether it's your parents or their parents, just respecting boundaries on both ends, right? But
Was that something that they like asked back then? Since you're saying like now and then.
I feel like in our like Mexican culture, like I don't think that's asked, but I don't know how it is with other people. Like I'm just throwing that out there. Like maybe somebody may ask,
I think it's not asked, but it's probably definitely looked at. Like they'll just like, does he have money or does he not?
Well, they want their best
in
for
my
their
in my
daughter.
brother's like, wives
Case.
or in their
Culture.
culture, it's very different. I don't know if they ask, but I know that they're all about money. So
Gotcha.
just on what I've seen, but that's a valid question. I think that'd be tough if they ask me that. They probably don't like me. That
What they ask me,
if they ask me, bro, that they don't want me.
They probably don't want you.
So
For me, when we were brainstorming, like why we wanted to have a dating topic when it came to like how we were dating versus now, I think it's because like in our day and age, like when we were dating or starting to date, it was so much more easy. I feel like to just be very direct. Like I remember when I first told like confess my love to my wife, like I was like, hey, like this is how I feel. Like I'm blowing up inside and I'm not getting any signals. So I just thought I'd let you know. If you don't feel the same way, that's fine. Like we could leave it at that. I just gotta let you know. And I remember she was like, well, all the guys was just kind of joke around and I never really took it serious. And now that you're telling me, like, I'm gonna be honest, I don't like you. And I was like, that's cool. Like I'm not expecting you to,
Valid, bro.
I just needed to tell you. I'm like, but that's fine. I'm like, but would you at least give me the opportunity to get to know each other? And then you can make an informed decision. And she was like, yeah, cool. And we talked for a whole year, bro. She told me, like, I want to talk good. Like, I want to get to know each other good. So we talked for a whole year. And then finally she was like, okay, I think I'm ready. And now I feel like there's a lot, and maybe you guys could answer this, but there's a lot more couples or more like young people that like they're very private or they're very like, they keep things in the dark or they're not very direct at like, yeah, we are dating and or yeah, we are talking or yeah. And this is like no like jab at nobody. I'm just saying like I see it now where there's more people wondering like, are they together? Are they not? I mean, they post on social media or they do this and that, but nobody really knows. Like, why do you guys feel like people are like that nowadays?
Well,
Not just youth and like the church,
Yeah.
just in general.
to go back a little bit, I think I kind of had a similar like story from yours, honestly.
Which everybody's dying to know, by the way. Thank you.
Well, just to kind of, I'll explain it, but just to kind of say a little bit of it, we were at a Starbucks and like we were just talking, and I kind of said the same thing. I'm like, she is older than me, so I said, like, hey, like I don't want to waste your time. Like I know this is something like legit, and I told her straight up, like I have feelings for you. You don't have to tell me now, but I told her straight up, and she's like, okay, I'm gonna need time to think about it, and I let her have her time and stuff, and then we kind of just talked, and then she ended up telling me back. But I think it was that first initial like conversation at Starbucks when I was like, hey, I don't want to waste your time. Like I want this to be serious type of thing, you know? And I
Nice.
think that's what helped us be in a relationship because of that conversation.
That's good.
Yeah, I know a lot of people, and even myself, I was like, oh, dang, like, I would never imagine seeing them together, right? I don't mean that in
No,
a
no, you're good.
in a
Everybody
disrespectful
should.
way, you know? But I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, good for them, you know? Like, it's two people that were single and, they came together. But I know a lot of people are wondering the story.
Oh, yeah, is that what I'm on? No, dude, it's such a cool story. She's dope, bro. Do you
Yeah.
want me to say the story now?
It's up to you, bro.
I don't know if you want to answer his
Yeah,
question
if
first.
you want.
Nah, go ahead. I mean, I was just gonna say, in my situation, obviously, like, I haven't really, brought it into the world. I would say only because I find it disrespectful if her mom doesn't know before, like if I let it out and her mom doesn't know that we're a thing. Like, I want her mom to know first, basically.
Which
To keep it respectful.
her mom kind of,
Yeah, her
she's
mom
not
kinda-
dumb, bro. She has an idea.
Her mom kind of knows I'm just.
Which is, I mean, do you? We'll go to the next question. Right? we'll talk. Well, I think. Were you gonna say something?
Yeah,
Well,
Ben.
I can share how I like this. So it all started. It all started last year. Yeah. So she is a part of Azusa, and
Shout out
parents-
Zuza.
Yeah, shout out Azusa.
Yeah, shout out Zuza.
Yeah, she's part of Azusa, and they were doing like a fundraiser type of kitchen thing at our church, West Phoenix.
Shout out West Phoenix.
Shout
The
out
one and
West
only.
Phoenix.
Can I say that too? The one and only.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to say that too?
Is there two?
So yeah, so they were doing like a little fundraiser / like kitchen, and they had asked my brother and Rachel to hop out for it, and I was like, oh, do you guys need help? I asked Asia and Rachel if they need help, and they're like, yeah, just come help, just go to the kitchen and go help out, right? So I go to the kitchen and it's like packed with people. I'm talking about like there's like 15 people. So I'm like, nah, I'm gonna just go inside service, right? So I go inside service, and I go outside, and we're just working the whole time. And then we're like tired because we're like working, and we sit down next to each other, and we're just talking. Me and Jocelyn are just talking for like a good like 10, 15 minutes. Nothing big, honestly. Like it was
So
just
small talk.
small talk, like just like a friendship type of talk. And the next day, I worked at Apple at the time. I worked at Apple, and we were talking about Apple. And then the next day, she went to Arrowhead Mall, and she sends me a Instagram picture. She's like, "Oh, is this the one you work at, right?" And I'm like, "No, I work at a different one." And then from there on, we were just texting. Like we didn't stop texting. At first, I'm like, "Dude, she's being way too nice." Cause like she's if you guys know her, she's very nice. She's like a really sweet person. So I'm like, "Oh, she's very nice. She's very nice." And I just like kept texting her and kept texting her. Until one day I'm like, whoa, like maybe this could be legit, you know? So then that's when like I think months happened, and we were just kind of like, I was always there. I was always present for her. If Azusa ever needed help, I was there, and I think she noticed that too. I think that's what she liked about that I was always willing to help out. But yeah, it was like during camp season and all these different things. I was like throwing jabs, like I was throwing her little candy grams. Crushes, hey, they work. But yeah,
Shout out to Candy Grams at camp.
Hey, for real.
2026. But yeah, and that's when we went to Starbucks, and she needed help with like some photo editing because she does media at church. And I went to Starbucks to help her out. Honestly, I don't really care about the photos. I just want to talk to her. So I was there talking to her, and that's when I told her the truth. Like, hey, basically what I told you.
Yeah.
That I want to take things serious, and then I want to talk to her, and I want this to be legit, right? And she's like, yeah, like, I need time, you know? It's like, like, it's all new to me. Like, she's never had a relationship before, so it was all new to her. And then, like, I think, like, a whole month passed, and then she finally told me her feelings, and she's very traditional, so she wanted me to talk to her parents. And I think that's what also made our relationship last a little longer. That's why we started dating a little later. Because I was nervous. I was so...
Yeah.
I never... Jocelyn's taking my first girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
So... it was something that was rough for me because I'm like, dang, I've never had to talk to somebody's parents, you know? So I was like really nervous. And if you guys know the hermano, like he does not talk.
Like he's dry?
He's so introverted.
Dang.
That's where she got it from. She's very introverted and it's from him.
Dang.
So I was nervous. I'm like, I've never had a conversation with this guy. Like, what am I gonna say to him, you know? So then one day I'm like, you know what? Like I think she sent me a message and I'm like, dude, like I have to do it. Like she's the one, you know? So I didn't tell nobody because I was nervous. So I like went to Target, made her little basket, and I went to her house, and I knocked at her door, and she's like, what are you doing here? And then I'm like, you probably want to get ready because I'm about to ask you a question, right? And while she's getting ready, I'm like asking her parents. And her parents were really chill. It honestly went better than what I thought. But yeah, they gave me the green flag, and then I asked her out, and that's pretty much it.
And were you guys having dinner, or was it just like...
Oh, yeah. I guess I didn't want to go too... Yeah, but we would go out to eat and stuff. Very like low key though.
No. But I mean, the day you asked her.
No, I just went to her house. I just like pulled the bandage.
Because I could imagine like everybody eating like the forks making noise, and like Benji like, at one moment am I gonna ask her? You know?
No. So there was actually a lot of times where like I would go over to her house because like every Wednesday I was at her house. And I'm like, okay, this is the perfect time to ask, you know? And every time I was like about to speak up, I'm like, nah, I can't. Like the nerves got the best of me, you know?
I was a little bit lucky because when I asked my suegra, she happened to be at my wife's tia's house, and there was two of her tias that were there. And I remember, it's such a funny story because I was going over with that intention, and I told Stephanie it has to be soon because, you know, this and that. Let's just go now. So we went in Phoenix where her tia lives. We're just chilling. And same thing, bro. I was just like rehearsing in my head. I'm like, what am I going to say? What am I going to say?
I suck at Spanish, so just think about that. The whole time I was rehearsing in Spanish, I had a conversation with ChatGPT.
Bro.
I was like talking to ChatGPT in Spanish. I'm like, role play. Like,
He was like, ¿por qué?
Yeah, I was like, Carol Asenita.
Yeah, so literally I was just sitting there, and then finally I was like, you know what? I was like, hermana Tere, I was like, pues estoy aquí because, you know, like me and Stephanie have been talking for a year already, and this is how I feel, and I just wanted to ask for your blessing to be her boyfriend. And I remember she stayed quiet, bro, for what felt like 10 minutes for me, but it was probably like 2. But she stayed quiet, and I was like, well, I guess she's gonna say no, so whatever, you know, I gotta be prepared to hear no. But her tias were there, And her tias, I don't know, for some reason, ever since day one, like we just got along. And they were like, dile algo al chamaco, pobrecito, se está poniendo rojo. And so then my suegra was like, no, pues la Stephanie que decida, like it's up to her, you know, what she wants. And it's like, well, obviously Stephanie said yes, that's why we're here, you know? Like we just want your blessing, but she was kind of dodging the question a little bit.
Shout out to the tias though, man.
Yeah, the
Breaking
tias.
ice.
And her tias were literally like, pues, they were
What if
like,
the tias don't like you?
Yeah, let's go to that. What if the tias don't like it?
the tias were literally like, pues para mí está bien. They're like, es un buen muchacho, va a la iglesia. ¿Qué más quieres, Tere? And she was just like, they're all red, bro. And then finally she was just like, no, yeah, as long as, you know, you let her finish school and all that. But I get exactly how you felt, bro. Like,
Yeah, it was definitely. I was nervous. I was shaky. Honestly, it was crazy because I don't speak really good Spanish. But I remember I said the whole conversation like crisp. It sounded like I was like in a telenovela. Nah, it was cool. It was cool though. They didn't say much, but they said what they needed to say. The parents. But they gave me the blessing and they said how you said like, well, like it's up to her type of thing, you know.
mm-hmm.
And for her, I kind of knew she was gonna say yes because how you said like that's obviously why I was there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was definitely. It took a while just because I was nervous to ask the parents. But yeah, once I did it, I'm like, dang, I could have done this like
A long time ago.
Like,
He's like, let's do it again.
I was like, hey, are you sure? I was kidding. No, but it was fun.
I was gonna ask the
Yeah,
next
go
question that we kind of had here. What's a green flag that that you feel doesn't really get a lot of credit? Like just a green flag, like something that you're like.
That's a solid question. Like, what's a green flag that doesn't get credit?
Yeah, that you're like, dang, like if you put thought into it, like that's actually, actually really good,
Yeah. I can answer for my girlfriend actually. I think one green flag that she has that kind of goes unnoticed sometimes is that she has a good reputation.
Dang.
That's like key in 2026. That's big, bro. Like nobody ever like looks at her or talks to her like bad, you know. Like everybody thinks about her and they're like, she's a sweet girl, she's nice, she's a good woman of God. I think that's like a big green flag that like kind of sometimes goes unnoticed from her at least. Her
That's
reputation.
Probably any green flags.
I would have to think about that. Oh, nothing comes to mind right now.
No worries.
Like if you go back to me.
Go back to me. Hey,
Well, no worries.
What about you?
Well, if you don't got one to talk, what about red flags? What are red flags?
And-
you don't have to say too many. Just say two.
and this is not like to throw anybody under the bus, just in general. Like, what are some red flags maybe that people don't see that, and you can direct yourself to like the people, like maybe that they don't see or that they ignore or whatever.
Go ahead, Benji.
Go ahead, Benji.
Go ahead, Benji. Let me hear some examples, man.
What would be a red flag? I don't know.
Or in the a little text message, you were like, "Would you date somebody who doesn't have social media?" Do you think that's a red flag
Honestly, I think that's a
I think that's good.
in 2026?
In 2026, she don't have a social media.
If you don't have social media, that's kind of flex, low key. I think
Yeah?
it's cool. For me, I think it's
Why?
cool. Because that shows that they don't really care about like anything like social media. Like they're focused on something else.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a green flag. But I mean, it's hard to do too. Like not having social media, not being. Sometimes people be like, "Oh, did you see this? Did you see that?" It's like, no, I don't have social media.
Do you guys know anybody who doesn't have social media? Like nothing. Like
Nothing is tough. My sister doesn't have Instagram,
WhatsApp.
but like nothing in 2026.
That's kind of crazy.
Jen, my sister, shout out to her. she doesn't use Instagram, and sometimes sometimes I'd be telling her like, "Oh, did you see this?" And she's like, "No, I don't have Instagram."
but she has Facebook.
She still has like Facebook and other
Okay.
stuff. So.
I just feel like for some people that it's hard. It's if you don't have social media, how are you surviving?
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not saying that I need it necessarily, but in a sense you do. Like everything
In
happens on
2026.
social media, So it's like I wonder how people like do it without social media. So I mean, let's do it fast. No, I'm just kidding. But, I find it.
In your
crazy.
guys' eyes, what would be a red flag?
I feel like in our times it was kind of more like black and white, I guess you could say. But I think a red flag was like if she had a lot of guy friends, maybe, or like she talked or she hung around a group of guys too much. It was kind of like, all right, I don't know if I want to,
I would say
pursue
so.
that. But I feel like in our days, like I said, it was a lot more simpler. I feel like now people try to use like stretch the definitions as far as it can go when it comes to like, well, I'm not technically doing this or technically doing that. Versus in our time, I feel like it was just very, I don't know, very easy. What about you, Abe?
I think lying. Like if you catch a lie, but it doesn't even have to be big lies. It could be small ones too. If like there's a lot of lying or little lies that you're like, why are you lying about that? You know, that's scary.
I would say if she's disrespectful, you know, I've seen a girl disrespect her mom in front of me, and I'm just like,
You're next.
I was just like,
Yeah, I agree actually. If they're disrespectful to like my family, because like I love my family, so like if they're disrespectful to them, that's kind of like a red flag. That kind of throws me off, you know.
I've always said
That's
if the girl does not respect you, she doesn't like you.
Dang.
That's coming out of you or deacon you.
Shout out to all the
nobody knows
deacons.
nothing.
Shout out to Braulio. He's a deacon at Avondale.
What was the
The one and only.
one and only? What was the other question, bro? That you had?
The
It was,
other one was, do you think people are chasing love or just don't want to be alone?
Oh,
What do you think?
That's
do
a
you
good
think
question.
That happens a lot.
I mean,
I think we saw it back in the day, but I don't know what it's like now. Maybe because I feel like I see a lot of people in your guys' age that are just kind of chilling, coasting. They don't need a girl, and,
or girls think I don't need a man kind of mentality.
or that too, right?
to me, I have I don't know. I have like a little sensitive spot for romance. It's like I like seeing, you know, like
You like seeing people fall in love.
yeah, but
I think now being in a relationship, like you kind of do see, like, I get what you're saying. Like
I-
when I see like some of my friends like start talking to girls and stuff like that, I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like I'm happy with my relationship. Like I'm excited to see your growth in your
Them winning,
them
essentially.
winning.
Yeah,
It's cool and more double dates. Cause right now it's only just me,
yeah.
me and Joss, but yeah.
in the future, bro.
Double date.
So you think a lot of people are choosing love over not being alone, or do you think people are actually,
Scared to be
Choose-
alone.
yeah, like they're like, I just don't want to be alone, so I'm dating or whatever. Like
I
actually
think
dating.
I think this generation is cooked. I think this generation of men are more like they're probably just, you know, wanting other stuff from that relationship. Or from that, if you guys know,
No,
if you
we
know,
got
you
you.
know,
We
bro.
got
If
you.
you know, you know.
I
But
actually like to say it's the opposite. I feel like in today's age, I feel like if you genuinely love somebody, you could actually like you genuinely love that person. Because social media puts a lot into people's like brains. You know, like oh, if he doesn't do this, then he's not the one for you. Or if he does this, then this,
yeah,
that.
social media is wicked,
So
man.
like to say that, like if you ever see somebody in a relationship, like that means they put that all aside and they genuinely love that person. So I think right now, to answer your question, I feel like love is more like genuine than them wanting not to be alone. But that's just from my perspective. Obviously, at the end of the day, there's different perspectives on maybe you noticed something that I didn't.
Or maybe I think that men once they get older, you know, they start getting older. That's when they start realizing, like, you know what, like, I need to settle down, type of thing.
I think that's a good thing to talk about. I think people need to be careful because age will creep up, and you might be 25 now, then you're 28, then you're 32, then you're a 36-year-old trying to hit on 25-year-olds, and I'm not saying that that's wrong, but maybe the 25-year-old is not about that. You know, you start to look a little, you know,
Gets harder.
maybe creepy, which I'm not saying that that's.
We're not judging.
I'm not judging. I'm just saying, like, the older you get, the harder it is to
be with.
be a good candidate.
Your dating pool shrinks.
Or not a good candidate, but a candidate. Yeah, you're like you said, the pool is shrinking.
And I think that, like, I guess the question that comes from that is like, at what point, and maybe you guys could address this to the audience, at what point should people maybe lower their standards a little bit to like open their dating pool a little bit more? Because like to Abe's point, sometimes we see people that are like 35 or older, like still single, and it's kind of like, well, is it because they have crazy standards, or is it because like?
I think what Abe or what Benji said is that, social media, man, I think social media is really wicked because a lot of these men and women are getting influenced by it. Like how you said, like higher standards, a lot of girls now are, seeking a 6 foot, charming, attractive, 6 figures, like, like, like some are, they go even extreme, like, he has to be making 100,000, 300,000, and that's unrealistic, I'm not saying they won't find it, but it's just
Standards are too high.
it's too high, and the percentage is so low.
So what would you tell those ladies, maybe in the comments, or maybe who see this, like about their expectations? Like, what would you advise them, being that you're a guy?
I mean, I understand you. You women, and I respect every single one of you guys. And I completely
Clipped.
understand. I completely understand. You guys have a type, and that's amazing. But you might want to lower that annual.
I think to piggyback on that is like look for more personality than not attributes than possession stuff.
Yeah, like I'm not saying like, oh, you have to date a bum, or if that's the correct word, right? Someone that doesn't have anything going for them. I'm not saying go for them. I'm just saying like, let's be more realistic, and
Right. Have your priorities.
I think
Still have priorities.
because let's say you find one. Let's say you find what you're looking for: 6 figures, 6 feet, charming. But like, what makes you think that he's gonna want to stay with you?
Sure. Like he also
Because he has a high standard as well. He might want you to be really traditional. Maybe he can be a machista or whatever. And you might not like that. So like, are you gonna also agree with him and meet his standards? Like, it's a lot.
Because I feel like sometimes women feel like, and this is no disrespect to anybody, right? I'm just saying in general, they give the perception as like, I'm the prize. And it's like, yeah, for the most part, like guys will pursue women and they are what most would consider like the prize. But when you have expectations like that, it's like, well, you should also consider that maybe the guy also is the prize. Like, I mean, you're going to be secure if he's making over 100K to 200K. Like, you don't have to do anything besides stay home. Like, or you have the option to work or stay home. So like maybe be a little bit flexible. Because at least in our, again, going back to like how it relates to like how it is now, like in our generation, not to say that my wife didn't care like how much I made. It just never was like, and it was never talked about not because it was taboo. I think it was just like, he has a job, he's doing good. And maybe it could have been talked about maybe more, but I just think now, like it's so, with like you said, social media and people being able to make money off of social media and different things, like people think they're owed something versus like lowering down their standards a little bit, and just like dating, like getting to know people versus like having these walls up of like, no, if they don't make this much, or if they're not a minister, or if they're not this, like I don't want nothing to do with that. And it's kind of like,
I
that's
know you mentioned like some girls like that, but I do think there's some guys that are like that too.
ooh.
I think some
Goes
guys
both
also
ways.
want like a girl to do like everything, most things too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we're living in 2026, but it goes back to like I don't think it's just the girls that just want like guys with money. I think it's also guys that want girls to do certain things or like dress certain ways or like, and that's also, so I think it goes hand in hand. But yeah, that's why I said just look for personality.
So
Personality is huge.
So what message would you have for those guys that tell the girls off the bat, like, I don't want you to be dressing like this or like that in the talking stage?
That's crazy. I don't know. I would run away, girl.
That's a red flag, man.
That's tough,
Yeah.
I think like that's a red flag, and that he's showing that he's already controlling, and he's not even your man. You gotta run. But I wanted to add, I remember hearing that back in our day, bro, when we were younger, like hearing like, oh, like habla con el hijo del pastor, or like try to go for the pastor's daughter, the pastor's son, and it's like, what? There's people. I'm not. I don't know that about you, but I'm just saying, like,
Nah,
you hear
man.
that, you hear that, and you're like, what's wrong with a non?
What's wrong with the son of the
non-
usher?
Yeah. So but I think I don't want to say there's something wrong with that,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's also I don't at the same time it's not okay like to like just focus on
On
like
position
that
or trying to
like,
secure your spot, like as the
yeah.
pastor's wife in the future.
But I mean I want to say like maybe they go for that type of candidate because like they understand what they go through, right? Because they understand as a pastor's kid like the drama or the just the situations that they go through, and they'll be able to bond with that. That's what I'm thinking. Like, there's also the other side of the coin where it's like maybe it is helpful, because most likely your parent or her parent, they're still going to be pastors, right? Like it's a long run, it's a long term type of title. So maybe, I mean, I think people need to be careful with that. Like I think you should just always look for just a good person. Like it doesn't matter what position. You can have standards, right? Like, hey, I would like for the guy to make a decent amount of money. He doesn't have to be a millionaire or you know, um, doesn't have to make like 150 and up. But just somebody who's ambitious, who wants good things in life, and understands that, like, in order to have good things, like, you got to work. So, but
And I think like there's a lot to be said to your point about like maybe your man doesn't make 150,000 right now, but like there's so much behind a good woman who like could support his man. Like that goes so far. At least for me in my business, like even my wife just liking my stuff or like just sharing my stuff for me goes a long way. And that's what I tell her. Like maybe I'm not where I want to be at now, but with your support, like
it's good.
I can get there.
Who you marry
It'll
matters.
make you keep on going.
Yeah.
Who you marry matters. Do you think online dating should be a thing for? I mean, in this case, I'll just throw apostolics out there. Should that be okay, or is that okay? Like, do you guys think?
Christianmingle.com, is that the one?
Are you talking
Please
about
sponsor
those
us.
kind of like? Are you talking about like online
Just online dating.
Like,
I mean,
like
I'm not
Tinder
gonna get
type of thing.
I'm not gonna get into any apps because I don't really know.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, is online dating like does that work today?
Or maybe like sliding in DMs.
I've never heard of that, bro.
I feel like that's tough because those type of people that are on there, like, they're not looking for a relationship, bro. They're looking for...
Oh, really? I mean, I don't know.
I
Like,
wouldn't know either.
I guess online dating is online dating like obviously there's apps, but is it also like just going into someone's DMs? Is that online? No,
okay.
but
That's a little
I'm asking, is that online dating
that's
too?
not
Because you
online
don't know them. It's
Yeah.
all online. Like
I mean, I guess that would be considered it. No,
Yeah, because you get a little bit
it'll
of the
be
profile.
social media.
Ben just
dating.
like,
I consider that online dating. Bro, that's like, okay, that's like, are you going to tell people that? Like, oh, I met her like online, like dating?
No, I met her on Instagram.
That's what I'm saying. It's not online
well,
dating.
well, it's an
Well,
app though.
Yeah.
Like
Now we're stretching it.
Hey,
I mean, okay,
hey,
look,
drop in the comments. Do you think that's online dating or not?
I don't think
Yeah.
sliding into DMs is
Online dating?
I don't think it's considered online dating.
If you don't know her, let's say
I think
she
it's a
lives in
form-
California.
I think it's a form of like sliding into DMs, but I don't
Well,
know,
that's
bro.
exactly what it is.
No,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's online dating, bro.
I was just asking. I was kind of challenging, like if
I don't
I
know.
thought that,
I'll
but-
probably.
It's like it's like
You know
reach.
what?
It has a lot of similarities, but it's
You know what, guys? It is online dating.
I must say so 3 versus 1.
we hear a lot of terms nowadays, right? And in our time, when you would cut somebody off, it was just like, hey, like I'm not interested, and that's it. But now we hear terms like ghosting. So like in your guys' experience, like how would you guys cut off people nowadays? Obviously, like you guys are both dating, so it's more of a hypothetical, right? It's more of a hypothetical, but like how do you guys feel about like ghosting and stuff like that?
I think that's
I think that's weak, bro.
I think that's messed up.
I think that's
And
Like from both sides?
yeah, it's really jacked. Coming from me in my past, like I would never date someone. Like because I wanted, I never wanted something like on my resume. So like there was this time, I was
Resume is crazy.
I was texting this girl, and I know we're friends. We were friends, and I guess we were getting there. And I hit her with, what they say, ghosting.
Oh, I was like, I hit her.
No, I hit her with the ghosting,
Wait, so
and
you ghosted her.
yeah, and
Okay.
she was a close friend. We were close friends, so like, obviously, like I was gonna see her again, but her friend came to me and like saying that she was crying because I ghosted her, and I think that's really jacked.
You feel bad?
Yeah, I absolutely feel bad.
Did you ever apologize?
I don't know.
Apologize
I don't
right now.
remember.
That's a no.
I don't
Apologize
remember.
right now.
I don't remember,
Hey.
but I'm sorry.
You got the camera.
That was a childish Braulio. Now, like obviously, I grew up. I'm maturing as
He's
I
a
go.
deacon now.
And he's taking.
I'm maturing as I go, and I would never wish that on anyone. To be ghosted, because that honestly, like, I'm thinking back, and I'm like, dang, I'm jacked.
Were you ever ghosted?
No.
No.
I respect your accountability though, that you're saying that
Yeah.
now. Because people do change, bro. Like whatever mistake you made, you can be better from that, So I respect that.
Something that did get me, and why I took that route, was because as a youngster, right? Like how you said it, when you were young, you were like, oh, like you can automatically, like, oh, well, I'm not with her, As a youngster, she told me like, hey, I want to, I can't wait to grow old and stinky with you. So that kind of like got to me. And I was like, huh? Yeah, like I can't. She was like, I can't wait to grow old and smelly, stinky with you, and that kind of caught me off guard. And that's when I was,
Ghost
really-
worthy.
Yeah, like I was just
Ghosted.
like,
Ghosted.
I can't. But I still feel really bad. I should have never done that. I should have just been straight up and be like, you know what, like,
Yeah.
I'm okay.
From both sides, right? Like, I mean, I know you did that, but I think that happens to a lot of guys, right? Like they shoot their shot. Hey, I'm interested, or hey, like, I'm reaching out for whatever, and they're like, they just leave you on scene. I'm assuming that's,
Oh yeah.
and it's like, first of all, should you be sending a message on DMs if she's local, or should you go up to her, NYA or convention? Should you go up to her, or what do you think?
if she's local, you have a better chance of winning, right?
Remember that locals always win.
Jeez.
So
Even in sports, think about it. Locals always win.
But I don't mean local, just your church. I mean like local
Yeah.
Arizona, right?
Right.
So I would say in person, it shows that you're a man.
Come on now.
So in person, I would say, get up and go and talk to her. And if she says no, then she says no. That's it. And just
I talked to Jocelyn in person first. I think it's easier said than done when it's somebody like us. Like I think we're more extroverted, so it's easier for us. I don't think that's a solution for everyone. If somebody finds an easier way of like sliding in, then go for it. I mean, everybody's relationship starts off somewhere weird or random. If that's their easy way out, then I mean, as long as it works somehow, But I do think if you're an extrovert and if you're about it and you're all talk, then yes, go talk to that girl in person.
like if you're or that, or not only like if she's far, right? Like how you said it. What if she's in Cali, like, and you're texting her on Instagram? I mean,
That's different.
yeah, right. Wait until you can go in person and tell her how you feel, right?
Yeah. No. Obviously, you can't. You're not just gonna go over there. That's creepy. Like you gotta find your opportunity. But I'm saying if you're local, I think you should be going up to the person and telling them not your intentions. Be like, hey, like I'm interested, or I saw. Just try to talk to her, like, you know what I mean. And then later on,
I do think you have a higher rate of getting a girl if you're more bold, because a lot of girls like confidence. But like I said, I don't think it's the 100% solution. But I do agree. It is easier when you like because all the nerves are gone now, and like talk to
And
them.
guys, no pickup lines, please.
Oh my
bro.
God.
No pickup
In
lines.
2026, no pickup.
People
line.
do that?
pickup-
Pickup lines?
Yeah,
Well,
and
give me
I-
some,
But,
give me
like,
some
so,
pickup
like,
lines.
You're talking about like you're interested in a girl and you go up to her and you pick up line.
Yeah,
Just
like
just
okay,
off the
pickup
bat.
lines.
Off the bat.
I don't know. Have you guys ever gotten asked a question like, if you're gonna go up to this girl, what are you gonna tell her?
What up?
Right?
I'm
For-
just
for us,
introduce
it's just-
myself.
it's
Hi,
just-
my name is so and so.
Right,
Where are you
right.
from?
Some other guys are just like, hey, like if he's trying to get at this girl, like they be saying some cringy stuff.
Give me
and I'm
some
just like-
pickup lines. I want to hear what you've heard.
If you were a booger, I'd pick you.
Oh,
like,
hell no.
Nah, that's actually not.
Hey,
See,
you
like,
hit her with the God told me.
yeah,
God showed me.
I've been praying about it, and that told me you're the one.
like like those. You know what I'm talking about, bro. If I,
I just
say
don't
it-
know what
I'ma
the
feel-
pickup lines are now. Like,
You see, at that
Oh.
point, might as well slide into the DM.
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna be, that's what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
trying to say. If you're gonna be awkward like that, might as well hit her up with that.
that's fine. But I'm just
But I
saying.
do-
I think a pickup line that I would hear around would be like, it would be
The numbers one.
the numbers one or
Wait, the pickup
hey,
line?
have you
what are
been?
the numbers?
Have you
One,
been?
2, 3. What's yours? Like what?
No, it was like I read through the Bible and the book of Numbers, and I don't have yours or something like that.
Yeah,
it's
or
like
it's
so
not
cringy.
If not, that'd be like,
Are those people taking?
Have-
I didn't know the success rate of it.
Yo, if y'all use that pickup line and you're dating somebody or married, let us know right
Bro,
now.
I've honestly never heard of anybody like using a pickup line, so it would be shocking to me.
yeah, like I.
Like to try. I don't know. I've heard about it being goofy and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, if they're
joking
being
around.
goofy and I don't know, but I mean, imagine some girl comes up to you and she's like, "Hey, has your mind been running all day?" Or like,
No, it's like, are you tired?
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Dang, Benji with the
Are you
pickup
tired?
lines.
I
see,
know
like-
Benji's used some.
like
I've used like 30 on your bro. That's not the first thing I said when I started talking to her though. It's like you say those jokes like when you're texting and
yeah, but to us it's more like,
Yeah.
okay, bro, it's coming to be like, "Hey, I'm Braulio," like,
Right. Yeah.
"What's your name? What church are you from? Or where are you from?" Blah blah blah. But to other guys are like, I don't know, that's just awkward and weird.
it does make it easier
Yeah.
like to kind of be on your side now. It does make it easier if you go talk to the girl beforehand because if you slide into the DMs, what are you gonna send? Hey.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. That could also be awkward.
Right.
Hey.
When you talk to a person and like in person,
Hey,
it does relieve the tension.
Hey, what's up?
hey.
Hey, with the 3 Ys. Have you ever been ghosted, Benji, or ghosted somebody?
I don't think I've been ghosted. I've never ghosted, or at least I've never tried. It wasn't my
Unintentional.
intent, I'm sorry. But I think that is weak. It is weak. It is weak because like that means you didn't have the courage to be able to like speak about it or like how you said.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do think it's weak. Hard to say that.
Would you guys feel weird? I know you guys are dating or you have somebody, but if the girl went up to you
Yeah.
and you're like semi attracted to her, like she's not the person you're like I want her, she's the one I like, but she goes up to you and she starts talking to you, like, is that a red flag or is that actually like, is there some like is there like points for her for trying? Or should it be the other way around? You're like, yo, I want to go up to you.
Yeah, I think it's very different. So you don't really get that a lot. Always the man. So I mean, if a girl came up to me and came up to me, "Hey, how are you doing? This and that," I'd feel kind of weird.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think it's a red flag. I would be disappointed in myself because I wasn't able to do it first. But it's not something that I'd be like, oh, like, no, I'm not down. I would just be thinking about that a lot. Like, dang, it wasn't me who did it first.
Yeah.
Because if she takes initiative in doing that, like in the future, she's gonna take initiative on something else too. Like it can be, "Hey, are you gonna ask
drive you around?
drive me around, or do you
Yeah,
want
but
to be, or do you want to be my Valentine?"
Sometimes
Like-
sometimes it goes like that though. I mean, I know a couple friends that the girl was the one that was shooting her shot, and they're happily married. So
Oh, well, it's just different to me.
Shout out
I
to
Yeah.
them. That's what I'm talking about.
it's just
So it
different.
works.
I don't really see that.
At the end of the day, every relationship is different, and every story is different.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
For us to sit down and try to make everything the same is going to be impossible.
So, what advice would you guys have for anybody who's like, obviously, we have a different audience, right? We may have some that are older and maybe they're still single, or we may have some younger folks who are single what advice would you tell any young men who are like maybe shopping or looking around and they just haven't taken the step to be like, hey, like I want to talk to her or I want to go up to her? Like, what would you guys say?
I would say in the Christian life, right? I would say let God, choose for you, you know, because I've gone through it, and I would say that's something big. Let God choose your relationship. If not, it's not gonna work. If it ain't from Him, right? But also, be yourself and be a man. Know what you want, because you're not here to waste time if you're trying to go shopping around. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. Know what you want, and obviously have something going for yourself. Don't be a loser.
Yeah, I would say the same. I would say the same. Be yourself. I think. Wait, how old is this person in the scenario?
Any age. I mean, you could be to the older gentleman who maybe
just mature people, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think if you know who you want, I think just go for it. Shoot your shot. It doesn't hurt. What's the worst you're gonna say? No.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, what I wanted to ask you guys, kind of like with what we're talking about, what does a healthy relationship look like in your guys' time?
Great question.
Well, when I was working at Apple, we would get a lot of old people, a lot of old people, and I like seeing them because they would be like couples. They would walk in, and I thought it was cool. And if you know anything about Apple, we love to ask questions. Yeah, we love to ask questions. And one of the questions that I would ask, like literally every single older couple, would be like, "What worked for you guys? What worked for you guys?" And every single one of them said the same thing. And I've already mentioned it. And they said communication. And I think that's like huge when it comes to a relationship. I think that's the reason me and Jocelyn have made it this far.
It's good.
I know it hasn't been that long, but we made it this far because of the communication. Being able to just like talk about in the moment what we're doing and like why we're doing stuff is huge. And that comes a lot. That I'm pretty sure for her it was a little bit of a harder obstacle because if you guys know her, she's very introverted.
Mm-hmm.
But I think she found comfort in me and she trusted me. And I've never had an issue with her like communicating. If she doesn't like something, she'll tell me.
Mm-hmm.
And if she likes something, she'll tell me. I think that's worked really well with our relationship.
I would say, happy wife, happy life. I'm just kidding.
No, okay. Get out of here with that.
I'm a believer of happy, both of you guys, right? Something that would seem healthy to me would obviously, me personally in my situation is always, my mindset is always, having God first, and just having Him, and then obviously letting Him know, to continue having patience, in the relationship, and having strength, because, we're not perfect, right? She has flaws, you have flaws in certain areas, and they won't fix that a day to another, or you won't fix that from a day to another. So, just being patient, how he said communication, that's key, and, continue to pray over your relationship, and having, those older couple friends, it always shows you, let them give you advice. There's always something you can learn from, the relationship, and from every single person's relationship, even if you can see like, oh, like I don't want to be like them, but you'll learn something from them too. Something that I've learned, from my boy Chamis,
Bruh.
the one and only he is. And common sense isn't, my common sense isn't your common sense, that's what people say, but he showed me how to be a gentleman. I would see him open the door for his wife. That taught me, like, you know what, like, that's nice, that's nice to do. People or your girl would admire that, and people will see like, dang, like this guy is a gentleman. But I would say, communication, patience, strength, and God first.
That's good, man. Are you guys scared? Okay, not you guys specifically, but do you think a lot of people are scared or excited for marriage?
Ooh.
Like, do you think That's something people like really think about. Like, yo, I can't wait to be married, or actually, I don't want to get married.
I think it's a little bit of both. Honestly, I think you're excited, but you're also like nervous. I guess it wouldn't be scared, but you'd be nervous of like what. I mean, we've never
Afraid.
been married, right? So like, it's our first time and our only time for us, right, Christians, or that's how we feel. So yes, it's exciting. Yeah. Like sometimes I'm like, dang, like sometimes I'm with her and like I enjoy my time with her. I'm like, dang, someday I'm gonna be able to marry you and like we won't have to go separate ways. Like we'll go straight home, you know. And that's exciting. Those type of days are exciting. But yeah, sometimes if we're being honest, like sometimes it is like you guys even said, like you don't know a girl until you're actually married with her. And those type of moments like dang, like it is kind of nervous for those particular moments.
And I think there's a lot of like how can I like misinformation. Like for example, a lot of people are like, well, I don't want to get married because of the financial situation, right? They're like, how are we gonna do the finances? Or like a lot of people are like, can I even afford it in 2026, right? And when I was working with the real estate agent, doing her videos and stuff, I would see it all the time. She would show me like, bro, this couple could qualify for this much if they were just willing to like, work together more. And it was true, like what they would say, like only with $1,000, like you can get a house. But then some of the people were like picky, like, well, I want to live in Scottsdale. And it's like, well, if you want to live in Scottsdale, like obviously you had to make more money. You know what I mean? But if you're willing to settle for a nice 3-bedroom home with a pretty decent sized backyard and an all right front yard, then you'll have a house. But a lot of people now are like, no, like I want to show off, like I want to have a good, nice looking house to invite people over to. But it's like, that's where I feel like there's some, I guess you could say, misinformation where people are like on the home ownership side. Like you can do it, you can become a homeowner, but it's like, what are you willing to kind of settle with, for a little bit? Because it doesn't mean that you're never going to upgrade to the bigger home. It's just like where you start off,
Yeah, makes sense.
I would say
It's good, bro.
that's a good question. What you said, why did I blank out, bro?
He forgot.
It was a good question.
What was it again?
Hey, you remind me of when whenever there's like a good service, like, oh, de que se trató, no sé, hermano, estuvo tremendo. They're like, well, what was it about?
What was the preaching about?
I don't know, just there wasn't a preaching. Oh, okay.
It was about God. It was just fire, bro.
Yeah.
No, he asked if people are scared of marriage or what was it?
Yeah.
Are people excited or scared of marriage?
There you go.
Oh yeah, man. No, that's what I was thinking. I think in this generation, in 2026, or probably not only this generation, even the other generations, in this 2026, people are scared or afraid, because the divorce rate is just so high. So they're probably thinking, like, I don't want to get in that situation where we split or we're this and that. But also it is exciting. I think they are excited and nervous because money's a big problem, right? For a lot of men, because they want a big wedding. If not, the woman wants a big wedding.
Usually the women, no?
Usually. And also it's because it also hits a man if they don't have a house, how you said it. Because, men, they have high standards on houses. They want something nice, or even the wife as well. So it hits them with the house, it hits them with the wedding, and it also hits them with the honeymoon. Like, it's just a lot. And that's probably one of the reasons why, they're like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. But, yeah.
Just to any guy out there, I think if you don't have a house, it's all good. It's okay. As long as you have goals that's going to put you and your wife in one, that's great. We're living in a different time where houses it's not that easy to just buy right now. Whether it's because of the economy or your job situation or one house or one income, who knows? But if you don't have a house, don't feel like you shouldn't be thinking about marriage. That's not how that works. Like, it's not like if you don't got a house, you can't you can't get married. It's not like that.
And that's what I told my wife. I was like, I'm cool with being in an apartment for like a year. I don't want to get comfortable in an apartment when we first got married. like the goal is still always to get a house. And literally we just like looked around a few days and we're like, well, let's settle for this one. Like it's not the biggest, right? It's not my forever home, but it got our foot into the door with homeownership, and it creates other opportunities that you wouldn't have if you didn't just take the risk. So take the risk.
I was gonna ask one or two more questions before we end. Let's say you're dating, okay? You're dating, and it's not like the beginning stage. Like you guys are dating, it's already on Instagram. You guys are a couple, and you're going through something, mental health or depression or something, and you want to emotionally attach yourself to your girl, or in this case, or for anybody out there, your boyfriend, and they tell you, "I'm not your therapist. Go get some help. I can't help you." What are you doing? Is that a turnoff for you?
Red flag.
Because I get it. Like, you're not a therapist, but at the same time, like, do you think you should be there? Depression or mental health, like, they're going through it.
I think
I'm not saying suicide.
No, yeah, but it can lead to that, you know.
It could.
I would say if it's something deep, maybe you should go see a therapist.
But what do you like?
But like, you would want your girl's support.
That's what I'm saying, like,
so I would say, I'm sorry, but I'm gone, because if I'm not having your support, and it's hard for a man to come out and say, I'm going through something to a girl, because we're supposed to be men, right? So if it comes down, that means you're going through it. So if a man opens up to the girl and he's like, you know what, I'm going through it because this and that, and she says like, go find someone to help you. Like, I'm not gonna help you.
I thought he was gonna say something else.
So what but like, if you're going through it and she says, go find someone to help you, and the least she could have done is like, it's okay, baby, like, we're gonna figure this out, like, you got this, and like, make you keep your head up. I'm done.
But like some women would say to that, like, I'm not your mom, or I'm not the person that's supposed to fix you. Like I'm your partner, not like I'm not here to fix you. What would you say to that?
Sometimes we just want an ear, just how they want an ear, right? And I get it. You're not my mom, but you're my partner. And if I'm going through this, you're also going through it. We're going through this together. Yeah. If I'm going down, you're coming down with me. so like,
that's crazy. They're not married yet.
It depends on what you're going through.
Nah, but like, if you're dating and
she's not going to jail. She did it too.
Hey, lock her up with me.
You see that when they're picking and singing, like, oh, they caught us.
They caught us. Nah, but like,
I get you.
You know what I mean? Like, if you're going through it and it's your girl, you guys are already planning, getting married. Let's say she's your fiance already.
Yeah.
Like, bro, she has to have your back at all times.
For sure. You breaking up
at
though?
all times? I'm breaking up. I'm gone.
If she was insensitive, it was like, hey, I'm not your therapist. Like, go see somebody. You breaking up with that person or no?
I feel like, honestly,
this isn't about your current.
No.
It's just
In general, I think that's gonna hurt you even more. I think that's gonna hurt a man even more. And let's say you're so angry that you have to walk out, right? Like to your car or something, alone time. And you're just gonna be thinking about that the whole time. And eventually you're gonna be like, if she can't be here for me for that, then she's not gonna be here for me or support me in let's say I'm going through a business, breakdown or something. Like,
I think you have I think that's a good opinion. Like, if you can't deal with what I'm going through now or go through it with me, then maybe you can't go through other things with me in the future. So I understand. Like, I just wanted to see your guys' opinion. What do you think, bro?
I think he said something that stood out to me is for us to even get to that point, for me to talk to that, I would have to be like really like going through it. So for me to hit that vulnerable spot and finally say something, and then she hits me with that, it would hit me a little wrong. I don't know if I would break up with her in the spot, but I would let her know that that wasn't cool. You know, I would be like, hey, like, what would it be if it was you? Like, how would you feel if you were the one that was not there, and I hit you with that? Like, hey, I'm not your therapist. Like, how would that make you feel? Just kind of let her know, like, that it did hurt me. You know.
Yeah, in my case, I ran into somebody who was going through something like that, and I think like in those situations, a lot of people forget to have grace and like forget to try to be understanding. Instead, people try to be judgmental and make them feel worse. And so I did the opposite. I thought to myself like, how could I help this person versus making them feel worse or telling them that they're wrong when they already know they're wrong. And I remember I was just like, bro, like I'm here for you if you ever need anything. I'm one call or one text away. I remember I told them like obviously like what you did like it's not right, you know, and you know that already. But I don't want you to feel any type of way. And I invited him to church and all that stuff. But I feel like in so many times, like you said, Benji, like when people are vulnerable, people tend to make it worse by like being like, "Dang, like you did that, like that's crazy, bro." Like, and it's like, dude, like I'm already going through it. Like you said, like have some grace and maybe try to find a solution for them versus like making them feel worse, whether it's your spouse or like a friend or whatever, you know.
Yeah. Well, we're pretty much concluding this at this point, but I just see before we do end it, what are some questions about just one or two questions about marriage that you guys have always kind of or always wanted to ask that maybe we can answer for you guys before we end this session?
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, you click that switch button way too quick. You don't even come in pain.
It's all good. I mean, if you have some, you know, some serious ones like where you're like, hey, is this true? Or, you know, maybe we can answer that for you guys. Because I think that marriage should be pushed more. Me and Diego, marriage is amazing, man. It's super amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not what people say. Like I think, depending on what you're listening to, what people are saying, like, yo, marriage is rough, man. Like, it's not true. I'm not saying that they're not going through that, but I love marriage, bro. It's literally lifing with your best friend.
Mm-hmm.
You get to go go to the movies on your own, do whatever you want. And nobody's gonna tell you what to do. You get to do whatever you guys want. It's your best friend, whatever you guys want to do. Like, it's up to you guys.
Yeah.
You know? So I think it's amazing, man. You're with your best friend going through life. But if you guys have questions,
I guess I thought of one right now. What's something that you've grown from like marriage to like now being a soon to be dad, and like you to be a dad? Like, what's something that has changed, or has everything just been the same? Or like,
I'm the same, bro. No, just kidding.
nothing's changed now.
well, how has it changed for you?
In many ways, bro. Like so many, I could probably give you like 10 examples. But definitely maturing more. In my finances, a lot more because if something's lacking, you'll see it. Whether it's like a bill or whether it's like you'll check your account and you're like, oh shoot, like maybe we shouldn't have gone out with our friends that weekend. Maybe we should have stayed in or just stuff like that. Like growing up more on the mature side when it comes to finances, but also one thing my mom always taught me is like, just like you have responsibilities at work or church, you also have when you come home. Because my dad was the type that he would just come home, like chill and not help my mom out. And my mom always taught me like you have responsibilities at home, and it doesn't mean that you're less of a man. It actually means the opposite. That you're willing to not just provide, and that's another thing right there. That is not just providing financially, which a lot of people think. It's also providing care. It's also providing protection, providing love for your spouse. That I think is part of it too. So like I said, there's so much, but the providing thing is huge for me. That I learned that my wife likes to feel loved sometimes, or likes to like feel protected in some cases, like safe and all that. And those are things that I kind of grew into versus when you're dating. I mean, you know, you have an idea, like if somebody pushes your wife or your girlfriend at the time, obviously you're going to be like, hey, like what the heck, you know, but it gets a little more intense or more real once you're actually married, if that answers the question.
It's good, bro. What would you say, bro? Or what's your question?
You say that, marriage is beautiful, and how would you define that to everyone that doesn't want to get married?
I mean, I know I'm promoting marriage, but I'm also gonna say that marriage is not for everybody. And I say that because
That's crazy.
some people don't. They may not find themselves. What do you say? Like, they may not be able to coexist with somebody. Like, they're independent, where they may not be able. They may not find the ability to cater to somebody else because they're used to just being alone. And some people, they don't want to carry nobody. And there's nothing wrong with that, because if there's nothing wrong with not being married. So if they're just, living their lives, they're like, hey, I don't want to get married, then that's their decision. I think that's healthy too, and that's very mature to know your truth, right? And that's, I'm not gonna get married. I don't know too many people that way, but respect to them that can, live alone and just be there for themselves. But I think marriage is amazing, but it's not for everybody.
Wow. That's good. And that's hard.
Hard truth, huh?
That's the hard truth right there. You see that?
Yes, sir. So we want to thank all of you guys for taking the time to watch. If you watched this far, please drop a fire emoji in the comments so we know that you made it all the way to the end of the episode. So we're happy to have episode 2. We want to thank our special guests. Shout out to my boy Benji,
Appreciate y'all.
my boy Braulio. Thank you guys so much. My co-host Abe, thank you so much. And thank you guys for your guys' time, and we'll catch you guys on the next episode. If you have any questions, any comments, drop them down below. We read all the comments and all that stuff. So thank you. Take care.